This is Tate with Train to Win. Welcome back to another educational video. In this video, we're going to go over plyometrics, or in other words, any form of jumping, leaping, or cutting movements that we have as an athlete in our given sport. In this, we're going to go over the proper movements that you need to do to prepare yourself to actually train plyometrics themselves. One of the biggest movements that you guys are probably familiar with when it comes to plyometrics is going to be simple box jumps. When it comes to plyometrics itself, there's a couple things that we must do as an athlete to build a level of foundation to prepare our joints and prepare our nervous system to be able to execute something like a box jump safely and effectively. So that's what we're going to go over in this video today, laying that foundational layer. To get right to it, the first thing that we're going to introduce you guys to is what we call our attack drills. Our attack drills prepares your nervous system to get into the most effective or efficient position that we need to be in order to explode and change direction, jump, leap, all those different things in. So with our attack drills, this works best with a coach or a partner, but if you don't have one, you can practice these on your own. With these, we start with our feet together, feet flat on the ground, and we give ourselves what we call praying hands. This is our start position. Anytime we need to do an attack, we get into an attack position. The way our attacks look as we snap ourselves down, boom, putting our thumbs into our pockets, or what we call is our pistols and our holsters, and I'm up, floating on my toes. I'm not walking flat-footed. I have enough space underneath my heels to where I can almost slide a credit card underneath there. You don't need to be high up on the toes, just enough to keep those feet ready to go. That's our attack position. This is the position that we need to be in anytime we're changing direction, anytime we're leaping, anytime we're jumping. So again, attacks, the way these look. This is our ready position. On your go, you snap, boom, attack position. Now we're ready for anything. Now, what we gotta do, once we get that mastered, once we have our attacks mastered from here to here, again, one thing we're gonna go over real quick is some common mistakes that I see. With these guys, a lot of individuals will like to be kind of duck-footed. Notice my knees are kind of sinking in. This is not a powerful position. Jumping from this position isn't going to get you very far. So make sure you have those feet planted underneath you, knees out over those toes. This needs to be our powerful position. Anything closer, anything farther apart is not going to be that efficient for what we're looking to do. So to scale this, now what we can do is implement a jump into the mix and absorbing that jump itself. So ready position, now we're going to have two goes. First go, go, attack, second go, jump, boom, landing right back into that attack position. When you call out ready, you're right back here. So again, one more time, go, go, boom, ready to go. Anytime we're absorbing a jump within our plyometrics or within our attacks, notice those joints need to be rigid. I'm hitting the ground and sticking. What I do not want to see is a jump with our self-absorbing. Notice how I sunk into the attack position? That's not what I want. I want a jump, stick, ready to go. Now, to step it up, we're gonna get some reactive type drills into the mix. So now what we're gonna do, two call outs, ready, go, and on the second go, or on the first go rather, ready and then go, we're gonna hit the attack position, immediately jump and stick. So just no second go, as soon as you land, jump, stick. This is called our counter movement. Ready, go, boom. That's our third drill that we get into. Once we have these mastered, you can do the exact same thing and start implementing single leg sticks. So for instance, we have ready, go, go, boom. And you can switch from left to right. You can do the same thing, counter movement from the left to right leg as well. Now we're going to get into another drill. This drill is something that we call the shock method. But before we get into this drill, I want to explain to you as to why those attacks and why this shock method that I'm about to show you is very crucial to do before you get into any crazy explosive plyometric movements. The reason why we do a lot of these, again, like I said, for the attacks, it helps prepare that nervous system to land and react in that exact attack position that we need to be in. If we don't train ourselves to land and react into this type of position, we could put our ACLs at massive risk. We're just putting ourselves at massive risk in general. So risk for injury, that is. So with this movement here, this guy is going to get our joints used to absorbing weight, absorbing impact. Those joints themselves need to be strong enough to where you can take on a certain amount of load. If you think about taking on a full head sprint and coming to a dead stop, there's a certain level of absorption that joint is taking on. And it's a lot greater than what your current weight is. So say you're 150 pounds, you're a dead sprint, and you're trying to slow yourself down, all those joints are going to be taking a hit of 150 pounds plus, could be double, even triple, sometimes quadruple the amount of weight that you actually weigh that those joints are going to be absorbing to slow yourself down. With that being said, that puts a lot of strain on those joints, and if those joints aren't strong enough, it's very easy to shear, strain, sprain, any of those areas. So this is one of those things that's going to strengthen the tendons, the ligaments, as well as the joint itself to do those said powerful plyometric type movements. So real simply put, once we have those attack drills down, we can then dive into what we call the shock method. With this, start to the height that you're most comfortable with. Typically, we train our athletes at about a 30-inch height, which is about the height of this box here. Anytime we're dropping from about a 30-inch height, we're absorbing close to triple our body weight when we hit the ground. So being that I'm 200 pounds, my joints are absorbing about 600 pounds by the time I impact the ground. So again, remember with these guys, just like I explained with the attack drills, when we hit, we need to stick to the ground, not absorb. So again, the way these should look, you step off, stick. I'm ready to go. What I don't want to see is the absorption, where we drop and sink, and then I'm ready to attack. That's not what we want. We're losing a lot of time and we're losing a lot of power doing that. So when it comes to actually scheduling these out for a said training day, you can pretty much do these anytime you train to ingrain it within your central nervous system. These things aren't super fatiguing. These are more so habit building. So with that being said, you could do these every single time you hop into the gym if you'd like. But with them, how to program them, how I actually structure them with a lot of my athletes, typically what we'll do is we'll say we go about 5 rounds of 10 simple attacks. So they get ready, boom, attack, 10 times. We go over that. And then from there, we do the attacks with the jumps 10 times. Then from there, we do the counter movements where they drop, jump, and land. And then maybe we'll do some single leg type attacks. And then from there, we'll get into some shock type method, typically to finish ourselves out. Once we have that attack position ingrained into our central nervous system, we got it down. The kids that don't, or the athletes that don't have that attack position ingrained, they're sticking with the attacks until they get it down. So this is a progressive thing. Start with the first one, second one, third one, single leg attacks, then the shock method. Then, once you have these guys mastered, you very well can start getting into the jumping, the ladder work, the hurdle work, your leaps, your bounds, all those different things that are commonly found with any form of explosive speed type programming. So, again, this has been Tate with Train to Win, hitting you with another educational video. We will come back with some more in-depth plyometric videos in the future, so subscribe if you'd like to see those. Thank you for watching.